Hi, Centerpoint. Hey, by now you've heard about Governor DeSantis' three-phase plan to open up or reopen Florida. And so what we want to do is share with you our three-phase plan for re-entry of Centerpoint Church. Now, here's the first thing I want to let you know about. All of the information I'm going to share is going to be on our website. In fact, we built out a whole page that's going to give you all of the information, and it's going to kind of be the hub to get any updates over what happens in the coming weeks. Because here's what I know, as large as our Centerpoint fam is, there's a lot of information that can get spread really, really quickly, and unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation that can spread really, really quickly. So we will let you know via pulse emails, which hopefully you're signed up for. If not, go do that. Or via the Centerpoint app, and if you don't have that, go to any app store, just search Centerpoint Church Florida. But via the CC app and Pulse email, we will let you know every time we update this page. In fact, there's going to be a little chart on there that'll actually just make it really clear and outline exactly what our three-phase plan is going to be. So here's our three-phase plan, and we want to move intentionally through each of these phases. Phase 1 is going to start on June the 7th, and that is where we are going to open up community groups to be able to meet in person. iGroups are still going to be available. Nobody's going to be left out. In fact, our digital campus is going to continue long after COVID-19. That's not going away because our CC fam has now grown all over the country and all over the world. But we will open up in-person community groups practicing social distancing standards. We will also encourage what we're calling in-house watch parties. So we're encouraging you to get with a group of 10 or smaller and just watch the Sunday services and participate and worship together. You can even do the CC Kids curriculum on YouTube together. But that is going to be a part of phase 1. Everything else is going to continue to be online, from our Sunday services to our Velocity meetings on Wednesday night. Phase 2 will begin when we get to the place where Florida moves into phase 2. It may not coincide exactly, but when we feel like it's wise and it's safe, we'll move into our phase 2. And at that point, we will encourage larger social distance gatherings like night of worship, team night, and even some Velocity hangouts. But everything else will continue to be online. And then once we get to phase 3, and again, we don't have any date set because we can't predict the future, but phase 3 will be when all of our environments begin to meet in person. That'll be our Sunday environments where we have full ministries across the board. That'll be our Wednesday night Velocity environments, and any other large gatherings. Phase 3 will be in person. And so that's what we're looking to do, and our hope is that we can move through these phases throughout the course of the summer. Now, the thing we're going to do is our staff and our teams are going to continue to look at the most recent data literally on a weekly basis. We're going to talk with local experts in our community, which we have already been in the process of doing, so we can best make the decisions for our gathering about what is wise and about what the right timetable is going to be. So why 3 phases? Right now, our ministry environments are not conducive to social distancing. In fact, the majority of our services are filled to capacity. And right now, under the current guidelines, we could only fit maybe a fourth in our current auditorium, which would mean a lot of people in our community and among our CC family would be left out. And we want to make sure that when we return, we are guided by our mission and our vision and creating environments that are suitable to the whole family and that are safe for the whole family. So here's really the principles that are guiding our decision in this 3-phase process. The first is this. Our mission is really simple. We want to tear away every unnecessary barrier for people to find life and freedom in Jesus. So when we make the decision toward ultimate re-entry, we want to make sure that it doesn't create more barriers than it is tearing away. The second thing is this. Our vision is to create an alternative to church as usual, which means that needs to happen for all people. And when we re-enter, we want to make sure that it is absolutely conducive to you confidently inviting guests to attend with you and getting the experience of an alternative to church as usual. And then the third guiding principle is this. We want to love our neighbors by protecting our neighbors. That, I believe, is what love demands of us in this season. And so when we re-enter, we want to be absolutely certain that it is safe for everybody of every age. And so that is what is guiding us in this season. Now, we understand that different churches are going to make different decisions based on their unique mission, their unique vision, and based on maybe the size of their auditorium. But as one of the larger churches in our area, we need to really, really be wise. And so we're going to lean into sound advice. We're going to listen to experts in our area. And our prayer and hope is we would be able to move quickly through these phases throughout the course of the summer. But we want to absolutely be certain that we are being true to our mission and our vision for our community when we meet together. So here's what you can do in the meantime. We want to hear from you. So there is a survey on the website and on this page specifically that just allows you to give us your feedback about what we can do to make you feel safe as you return. So go to the website, click on the survey, let us know your feedback. That's really going to help us as we plan for the future. And then last thing, I just want to say this. We've decided to call this a reentry plan for a reason, because reopen kind of gives the wrong idea. We never closed. And I know that everybody is anxious to get back physically and meet together. And honestly, nobody's more anxious than me. I don't really like preaching to an empty auditorium, but I don't want us to miss what God is doing in the midst of this. We have experienced God do more over these 9 or 10 weeks than we ever have in the history of our church. And so it's really important to note we are not reopening, we are re-entering. God has literally grown a global audience for Centerpoint Church, where we have a CC fam all over the world, all over the country that are joining in. That's not going to go away. We're going to continue to provide an alternative to church as usual for people all over the place. And our CC fam has grown in our own community. There will be more people attending Centerpoint Church when we can physically open the doors again. So in the midst of our rush and our excitement to want to get back, do not miss what God has done in the midst of this. It has been miraculous. And I want to say I'm so thankful that our church has not confused the church for the church building. And we have been a movement in our community like never before. We have been more generous than ever before. So I can't wait, and I appreciate your flexibility and your patience, and we're praying that we'll be able to move through this quickly, but we're also recognizing that God is doing something significant in the midst of it. So continue to check that website. Make sure you sign up for the CC Pulse emails in the Centerpoint app, and we'll continue to communicate to you on a weekly basis. Love you guys.